Every month, I'm giving away a prize courtesy of Acertech Sim Sports. This month, we're giving away a pair of Acertech Sim Sports Invicta sim racing boots worth $100. Stick around to the end of the video to learn how to win. Hi, folks. Welcome back for another track guide. We're at the halfway point of this season of iRacing schedule. We're at Spa, home of the iRacing 24, and to celebrate the special event, I'm doing things slightly different this week. I'm using an open setup from gridandgo.com. I've done a 115 flat. I think there was a little bit more time in the tank, but I've had such a busy live streaming schedule over the last week or so that I just haven't had time to really put as much in it as I would like. I think there's another 2 or 3 tenths in there somewhere. Best of luck for your races and your practice this week. Let us know how you're getting on in the comments below. And as always, if you find this useful, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe to the channel for more of these guides. Have a good one. All right, folks, here I go in my breakdown of my 215 flat here at Spa. We're in normal race conditions. We've got normal race fuel. We are, however, using an open setup this week from gridandgo.com. So as we come past the 150 board, you can see we've got a patch of dirt on the left-hand side of the track. I'm going to use the end of that as my braking marker for the all-important turn one. Such an important corner this. You need to get great drive out of here. So I'm going to brake super heavily down to first. And we're going to start our turn in. And we want to get really tight to this wall. And we need to get that drive out. We need to get on the accelerator really early. It's kind of a late apex corner. I didn't particularly hit a massively late apex here, but it worked out really well. Now, what you can do is use all of this exit. As long as your right-hand wheels are still on the curb or just on the line, you're clear here. So we're going to drive down to quite an easy complex now, actually, for the GT3 cars. We just want to make sure we're nice and tight on the inside here. Any tighter than this, you're going to get an off track. You need to keep it on the brown stuff. And then we are going to turn in to keep nice and tight to the inside curb. But then we pretty much want to straighten up because the off-track system here, as long as we've got some wheels on the curb, we are in the clear. So keeping our right-hand wheels on the red and white curbing, we can straight line this whole section and actually come out relatively sort of straight. It takes a little bit of repetition, a little bit of practice, but you're going to find you're getting through there a lot quicker if you can straight line it as much as you can. So as the curb starts, that's going to be our braking marker. We're going to brake really heavily. We're going to come down to second, but we're going to hold back on switching between third to second for a little while, just so as we don't overslow the car. And we're using the curb here as well because we want to create a wider entry as possible. So now we're in second. We're really tight on the inside curb. We want to open up the next left-hander as much as we can. So we're bringing ourselves out right off the edge of the inside curb. And we're into the gas, and then we drop out for a brief period, tight to the curb again, building up the throttle strongly on exit there. And we do need to be nice and wide here. So we're kind of sacrificing the previous curb to give ourselves a nice wide entry here. We're just going to lift to about 50% briefly, just to prompt the nose of the car to turn in. And then as soon as we can feel the car swinging round towards the inside apex, we're heavily back on the accelerator again. We can use a lot of exit here. There was a time where this would have been an off track, but with the new off track system, as long as we're back on before the sand, we're in good shape. Now we've got a very tight right here. And again, at the curb, we're going to use that as our braking marker. We're going to come down to second gear. But notice that I'm going to brake towards the inside of the track. We're not going to hold the car out wide. This is such a tight corner. It's quicker to take the fastest line as opposed to the fastest car speed. So we've tried to keep the speed of the car up to a reasonable level at the apex, and now we're building up the throttle nice and steadily. We're going to come out to the right, and we're going to use this little tyre mark on the track as our braking marker. We just want to sort of drag the brakes a bit. We don't want to overly slow the car. As much as anything, we want the front of the car just to pitch down a bit, grip up, so we can really get on the gas. Again, we can use all of this exit. So with the new aero on the GT3s for this season, we can actually brake quite late here, and we can brake quite light. There was a time where I would start braking at these tyre marks, but now we're getting even deeper into the curb. We're over halfway down the curb now, and we're going to brake very, very briefly. We're going to trail out very gently and start our turn in towards the end of the curb. And then by the time we're getting close to the inside curb, we've done our braking, and we're going to gently apply the throttle. So we've come out of the brake very gently. We're building the throttle gently, and that keeps balance in the car, because if you lift out of the brake really quickly and punch your foot on the gas here, the car's going to get very upset. You're going to get out of shape. You're going to spin. So it's all about gentle applications here. Look how gentle that line is. You could hardly feel the change between braking and acceleration on that corner, and that is your target for here. That's going to keep the car smooth and balanced, keep the traction, keep the grip. So we're going to start braking just before the curb here, just as we're going under the gantry. We're going to keep the car out wide initially. We're coming down to third, and we really want to pick up the middle of the curb here. So as soon as we see this extra little bit of curbing inside the red and white, that's my cue to really be wanting to pick up the throttle. And we're going to build it gently because we want to come out quite tight to the end of this curb to open up the left-hander. You know the drill. And we're just going to lift, let the car swing in. And again, as soon as this extra bit of curbing inside the red and white curb starts, that is my cue to want to start to build up the gas. And we're doing it gently to keep the car in check. Straight back out to the left now. And before the red and white curbing, we want to start our braking. We're going to come back down to third. You could actually keep it in third through that whole sector. I like to bring it up to fourth because I find the gear change just helps in my kind of braking phase here. And we're turning in very early, you'll notice here. And then again, as this extra bit of curbing inside the red and white curb starts, that's my cue to get back on the gas. And you really, really do need to get on the gas as soon as you can for that corner. Really focus on slow and fast out there. We've got such a long period of flat out gas, and we want to absolutely minimize our steering angle around that corner, because any scrubbing on the tires coming around that corner is going to slow your drive down through this entire section. So again, with the aero package now, this left-hander's flat out. It's actually quite easy. I'm going to use these tyres that are swinging round to the left here as my marker. I just follow them round. And again, we're absolutely minimizing our steering angle as much as we possibly can throughout this whole sector, just to keep our speed up as best as possible. Now, as we go across the line, we've got this patch of dirt here. Now, you're going to want to pick your own braking marker on this patch of dirt. I tend to start braking just about halfway along it. You might want to brake a little bit sooner. So we're heavily, heavily on the brakes. We're down to second. We're holding second for a little bit. Again, so that we don't overly engine brake the car. We're starting to drop out of the brakes. We're starting our turn in. We want to turn in tight to this inside curb. Now we're down to first. And we've got this really, really nice wide entry now to the left-hander, which is what we need. Back on the gas for a period. A dab on the brakes. Again, we're just dabbing the brakes, really just to pitch the front of the car down, grip up those front tyres. We're not actually really particularly trying to slow down much here. We just want to create that grip. And then we've got a nice tight line on the inside. We've started building up the accelerator. And we're going to build it slowly, slowly, slowly. And we can use all of this exit. As long as we've got our left-hand tyres on the curbing, we are golden. So that's my 115 flat here at Spa in normal race conditions, full fuel. I am using an open setup from gridandgo.com this week, just to celebrate the fact that it's the iRacing Spa 24 here this week. Best of luck if you're taking part. Let me know how you're getting on in the comments below, and hit that like button. Do subscribe if you want more of this content in the future. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. As mentioned at the start of the video, every month we're giving away a fantastic prize from Asetek Sim Sports. All you've got to do for a chance to win is be a subscriber and comment or chat live in any of my videos or streams between week 5 and week 8 of the iRacing schedule. I'll pick a random winner to become one of the first people in the world to own a pair of Asetek Sim Sports Invicta Sim Racing boots, shipping late August. Asetek Sim Sports Sim Racing boots allow you to stay unconquered on the racetrack and achieve peak performance. And who doesn't want peak performance?